my name's Alice Gray and welcome to another episode of Grey Matter, the series of science shorts that talks all things brain and cracks all things cranium. Practically since the first consoles were hooked up to TVs, media and parents have been creating a storm of panic and rumour surrounding the effects of video games on children. So what does the current research tell us about the effects of video games on the brain? There are many concerns about the effects of video games, with them being linked with increased obesity, increased blood pressure, decreased sociability and lower grades in school. One of the main causes of concerns for video games is the presence of violent content and whether this causes real-life aggression, but a recent large study found that there was no support for this hypothesis. And although there's a popularised panic about the negative effects of video games, we never really talk about the positive effects. In fact, there's a great deal of support for the idea that video games can develop skills, especially those that can be used in industry. Research has shown that video games help us to develop our abilities in paying attention. When you're paying attention to something, you really need to be able to block out everything else, and research has shown that playing video games regularly help us to precisely direct our attention. Expert gamers are better at tracking objects at high speeds, they're better at detecting changes in objects, and they're more efficient at changing between tasks than non-gamers. And it doesn't stop there, because research shows that video games improve our abilities in memory, puzzle solving and multitasking, as well as increasing our abilities for spatial reasoning. And regular gaming doesn't just help you get better at video games, it can help you to save lives. Video games are actually used to train surgeons because they're great at developing those attention and spatial skills that are needed during surgery. Video games are being used to train surgeons for laparoscopic surgery. In fact, if they play these games more than 3 hours per week, there's a 37% decrease in error and a 27% increase in the speed of surgery. So although there are some links between video games and negative effects, there are also a lot of support for positive effects of gaming. So that's it for this episode of Grey Matter. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and stay tuned for next time.